Cool. I'll be able to share from my phone and stuff like that. And there it is.
Now it's not letting me. Hang on. Never mind. It's letting me. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
Okay. So we are officially live. We'll just make sure we're live and I can start sharing out. Um, and anybody else who may not come on, please feel free to share. Do you hear echo on your end?
A little bit. Hang on 1 second.
Okay. Good. I see us. We are live officially. And so I'm just going to take this and share this out to a few different places.
Okay. Sorry.
Spirits. If you are in the chat, please take a moment, share out for us any groups that you might enjoy. Any of your friends who are into such work. We are doing trance channelings. We're calling in guides or loved ones, or just higher self. I tend to tap directly towards source energy, and we're going to go deep with it and just see what wants to come today. So, Bronwyn, thank you once again for joining me and helping me facilitating this process with your beautiful gifts of connection.
You're welcome.
Are you still with me, Bronwyn?
Yes.
Well, we might have lost her. Hopefully, she will be back soon.
You can't hear me?
Hey, Ada. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for sharing out.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Let me see. I think she'll pop back in momentarily. Let me just finish sharing out. If you are here on the live, please take a moment, share a moment to really allow yourself to settle, to relax, and start getting into your own relaxed space. So as we start to tap into this energy, you're going to want to allow yourself to be open to receive it and open to express your truth and your energy that I might be able to bring and connect that higher guidance. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I think we should be good. Bronwyn, are you there with me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That was weird. I don't know what's going on. So definitely need to take a moment to ground the energy and settle in. But I'm glad that we are still live and it's still connected. Okay, awesome. Seems like it's working now, right?
Yeah.
Great. So thank you all who have joined in today. We are going to get started. With well, we don't have any list as of yet. I need to pin in the comments actually anybody would like to make a energy exchange of $30 for a full session, we're going to go in and you can ask a couple of questions. We can tap in to see any guides or do any energy work. And Bronwyn is going to guide the sessions and bring in what's needed and what's called for your highest good. So that said, Bronwyn, if you have anything else you would like to add, this would be a good moment. Hi, Steph.
Just a reminder, we are not mental health professionals or health professionals at all. So if you are struggling with your physical health or mental health, to please reach out to the appropriate.
Did you go out and sound again?
Can you hear me, Ada?
There you go. Now I heard you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think you were saying something about not being mental professionals, mental health
We're
professionals.
not mental health professionals, and
When
we're
you cut
not
out.
health professionals. So if you're experiencing mental health issues or physical issues, please reach out to your doctor or to mental health professionals. So if you do donate, please let us know.
Add this into the comments.
If you donate, just let us know that you donated in the comment. We're going to take at least 4. There's spots for 4. And after that, it'll be open-ended. So if Zay's able to do more, he can do more. If he's tired.
Are you still with me?
Yeah.
Why does this keep going out on me? Okay.
Steph, Sherry, Renee, Ada, welcome.
If you're still in the chat, drop a comment. Just let me know because I've got a freeze up and I can't tell if it's frozen on my end or if maybe it's frozen on Bronwyn's end. Okay, I still see comments coming in. So, hi, Sherry. Steph, I see you've donated. Beautiful. Thank you for donating. We will start off the list with you. If anybody else is on, just drop a comment and let me know that you have donated so that we can make sure that we get to work with you as soon as we get these kinks worked out.
Can anyone hear me? And can anyone hear Zay? Can you let us know who
Bronwyn,
you
are you there? Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Okay. Grounded, connected, divinely protected. Exactly, Steph. Which is basically what I need to be doing at this moment. So I'm going to start tapping in and just doing some breath work to ground. Hopefully, I'm going to see if Bronwyn can pop back on or get her side set up. It might be internet signal. Okay. So I just want to take a couple moments and start off with some deep, relaxing breaths. Beautiful, Jimmie. Thank you. I cannot hear Bronwyn for some reason, so. Hey, Bronwyn.
Can you hear me?
I was hearing her before and yet not seeing her, right? Let me see if this helps.
Jimmie
Change those audio settings. So this is the
I think it's on
brilliance and
Zay's
magic
end.
of going live. Sometimes these things don't work out too smoothly, and we gotta fiddle around and try to find solutions as we go. So just bear with us. We're gonna get this unstuck, and we're gonna get the energy free flowing again.
So just to clarify, people can hear both of us, right? You can hear me and Zay.
Now I hear you, Bronwyn.
Now you hear me?
Now I got you.
Okay. Thank you, Steph.
Beautiful, awesome.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go back. Steph donated, right?
Yes, Steph donated.
And so far it's just Steph, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If anybody else has donated, feel free to just drop a comment and let us know. We'll get started with Steph, but I really need to take a couple moments to really just connect and ground
Yep.
myself, Bronwyn.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
Steph, if you have any questions, can you start sending them while Zay's getting into the state?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Zay, can you get rid of the spammer? That's why we needed it the other way, too. I can't get rid of them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. They might have got a few comments in there, but they should be gone for now.
Okay.
Okay. Just take some deep grounding breaths. Just trying to relax the body at first. Slowing the heart pace. Allowing the sense of gravity to pull me down. To begin to feel rooted in my seat.
Thank you for showing up, Jimmie. So we still have 3 spots available for full readings and healing at $30.
Okay, Bronwyn.
Can you tell me what you see in the space that you're in?
I feel like I'm inside of a snow globe, like a glass bubble, but it's just open air. It's like being inside a bubble of the sky. I feel warmth above me and behind me, as though the sun is to my back.
And what does your body feel like?
A sack, a heavy sack.
So is that feeling good for you, or do you want to lighten it up, or is it grounding you?
Somewhat grounding.
Do you want to
I'm
go deeper?
releasing uncomfortable.
Do you want to go deeper and do some more work, or are you good the way you're at?
I can go deeper.
Can you just do a little bit of work on clearing? I mean, I say clearing, but we always go back to the emotion to process it, but we need to get rid of it when we're connecting. You feel relaxed. There's just a little bit left. Feel there. How are you feeling now?
Like I'm doing a back float in the pool of light. It's just warmth, floating in warmth, and
Do you think you can do readings from that position? From where you are? You're making me lightheaded. Oof. Okay. So Steph and Dora. Sorry for the spammers, guys. I can't get rid of them on my end. And I don't want to pull Zay out of it right now. So can you call in some energy for Steph? And can you translate that energy into a guide? What one of her guides may feel like or look like?
so It's like a pool of energy rising up from the rib cage, from her rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like below the heart chakra, but kind of above the solar plexus. It's like purple energy. And it's kind of pooling up to be released.
Sorry, Christine, if you can just donate, it's $30 to Zay's PayPal. I'm sorry I miss all the time because my eyes are closed a lot. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But the PayPal link is, and once you've donated, just write in the comments so I know. Zay, Steph asked for Maitland to step forward. I'm not sure if you can bring in Maitland, but if you can, let me know.
She's here. There's something else coming up. That same pool of energy that was coming from the solar plexus and the heart space is also coming out of the throat. So this is not a guide coming forth, but more a message from her body. Uh,
So far, we just have the one angelic love messenger. We have
Be careful of
slots for
how
some
you're
more.
using your body stuff. The way you interpret the experiences in your life can pool and toxify inside your vessel. And this can cause illness in the body. It feels like there's been some holding on of things that need to be released more, but it's been having effects on your physical vessel. And so you need to expel, you need to purge it the way, and it's very similar to bacterial infections. The way you walk through the world and you can catch something, you can pick up enough bad or ill intent energies that don't necessarily mix with yours. And if you're not actively releasing them, they can pool up inside your vessel and have effects. Taking other people's criticism to personally, investing so much of yourself in the expectations of others, working so hard not to disappoint others, beating yourself up when you do, although that may not have been your job. All these types of behaviors have implications, and your body translates everything you go through in your life into a physical implication. And so you have to be mindful and continuous in expelling just as much of that you're picking up, meaning speaking your truth, meaning cleansing your body, meaning finding new ways to exercise to detox, meaning purifying what you're eating and drinking. All of these different ways and approaches have a cumulative effect on your physical vessel, and your body is calling for you to give it more love, more consideration in those manners, as opposed to going through stuff and holding it in, holding it in, holding it in.
It's interesting that you should say that because when you first started your reading, I just wanted to cry. Just to release it. It's almost like you hold back because you feel like you need to be strong, but it's okay. It's okay to cry. Crying is what processes our emotions. Even if you think the reason for crying is stupid, if you feel like you need to cry, you have to allow that, which is really hard because sometimes it hurts, and I understand that. But that release of emotion um, is interesting because Steve is the first thing he said was to purge, and I literally started to cry when he first started the reading. So yes, we are still taking. She has
So
a question.
Maitland is saying she knows. She knows, she knows, she knows this. They talk about this. She has said these things to herself, but sometimes we need just a little validation. And so this is it. You know, you have to listen to your body. This is not new. This is common sense. She knows. But it feels good, right? Breathe again.
Wouldn't it be great to be one of those people who don't have to, whose path doesn't force them to do that? I just want to point that out that would be like absolutely amazing. Yes, we are still taking, and it's $30 for a spot. That would be absolutely amazing stuff, but unfortunately, you're not one of those people. She asked the question, I'd like to know about the book I envision with Sylvia Browne's style of writing.
Repeat that.
She'd like to know about the book she envisions written in Sylvia Browne style. So
Brown
I guess
style.
Sylvia Browne.
Oh, Sylvia Brown style. Will the book she's writing be in Sylvia Brown style?
No, I think what she's asking is her exact wording was, I'd like to know about the book I envision with the Sylvia Browne style of writing. So I guess she's asking, will she write it?
Maynard says, if you want to, that's only an invitation. You get a vision, and it's an invitation. You get to choose if you want to take that path and see if you can do that. Well, if you get the vision, it's not a matter of seeing if you can do that, but you can do that. But it's just a matter of you bringing it out of yourself. And so, if you choose to do that, you choose to walk that path and do that work, then that is what you will bring forth. You got that vision because you're connected and you have a gift, and so that's an invitation for you. But you don't have to do it. Nobody's making you do it. But you get to do it if you want to. And she's swinging her legs.
And the next question before I hand it over to Zay, I'm just going to say, if we ask, should I do something? The answer is always, you want to do it? And the answer is yes. Listen to your own intuition. Listen to yourself. You don't need that validation from other people because oftentimes all it does is delay us. And then somebody is going to say no. And then we're going to be like, well, maybe it's not a good idea. And now we're in our head. So in order to stay out of your head, you just, if you feel, should I do this? The answer is yes. Okay,
Out of
if
your
you're
head and
wanting to do
into
it.
your body.
Yeah.
That's the
So
healing experience.
yes, and I know there's been a lot of talk about emotions and stuff in the body, but for me, my intuition comes through in my body, my thoughts come through in my head. So it's the feeling. So I'll be like, should I do this? And if I get a yucky feeling in my stomach, no. If my stomach feels fine, yes. So I don't know if other people are like that, but I just wanted to add that. So her question is, should I add Gandhi to my channeling? And my answer is, do you want to? But I'll hand that over to Zay and your guides. So should she add Gandhi to her channeling?
Gandhi's for you. If you work with Gandhi and then the lessons of Gandhi come through to you, you can share. But Gandhi is for you and he introduced to you for yourself. You learn and you grow.
Can someone share Zay's PayPal link in the comments? Okay, so the next question is, I wanted to know more about the group of 18 and the group of 18.
The group of 18.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the group of 18 is a there's no one dictated way and there's no one set course. All courses that call and appeal to us are to do so for a reason and have resonance. For you, with this inkling and encouragement, it is
Can you
yet another invitation for you to explore these avenues.
Zay, Zay, she can't hear. Steph, can you hear now? Are you able to hear? Okay, now she can hear. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Hmm. I need to go deeper again.
Okay. Do you need assistance or are you good?
What was the question again?
She wanted to know more about the group of 18. It's crazy, Angelical Messenger. Thank you, Ria.
Mm. So the group of 18 again being representing a particular path or direction, a trajectory. These are options and instructional forces or systems that can help lead us or guide us in further cultivation of our own experiences. You have an invitation in your own guidance in your own learning to follow some of the options within this trajectory, but it is not the end all be all of your experience. This is just one other choice to make, to follow, to understand and learn and grow from. However, should you not delve into the different layers and levels of this, of the group, well then you will still find other options and alternatives towards your experience. The group of 18 is not necessarily your set way. It is just an option for you to learn, like the other options of and avenues and modalities and practices and systems that you've been learning throughout your entire incarnation. This is kind of what you do because you're such a curious explorer. And so, as such, you're going to consistently come across new systems and ways of being to further cultivate the experience. Not to marry yourself into any specific thing, but just follow the tastings, follow the inklings, and allow that to fill your experience with your truth because your truth is unique. It is not to be just one set course.
She would like to know more about Marguerite, the tall ET that visits with her. The tall white ET that visits with her, I'm sorry.
I just heard healing, healing. It's for healing. Work with you with your healing.
What I'm getting from her, Steph, is stop looking to other people. You're aware that you have intuition, but you're not following it. You're looking to other people. You're doing a lot of research. You you're very much outside yourself. You need to pull your energy in and go pull it back in inside yourself. I don't know if other people feel the need to comment about you or to you often, but that may be like negative stuff to you or about you often. That may be a direct result sometimes when we put our energy out there. It's an invitation for other people to say not so nice things to us or about us. And it's hurtful, plain and simple. So you need to really pull back that energy and you really need to go within and what does your inner environment say first and foremost, and then be okay with that. You have to be decisive with that this is okay. I made this decision on my own and I'm okay with that. And that's kind of what she's saying, because she's saying she gets a lot of information from me, she talks to me, she knows, kind of thing. So really pull back that thing, and if you are having trouble with people saying stuff to you, that's a huge part of it, is because your energy is outward instead of inward. She also wants to know if she should be pursuing a TV show opportunity if it arises.
Be mindful of burnout and managing one's energy effectively. I'm feeling a lot of tension in your gut, and you want to allow some of that angst to be released. It feels like little knots in your lower gut, and if you have back and forth bouts with yourself or wring your hands over things, is this the right way or not? Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that, to release some of the anxiety around those things so that you can be a little bit more relaxed in your gut. And this is going to open up that intuition and your discerning abilities for what to pick and choose.
Um, so just before we end, I just wanted to add to it. I'm also getting go do something not spirit related. Go spend time doing something that has nothing to do with the spiritual community, nothing to do with spirit, and nothing to do with your gifts. Oftentimes we literally become, our self-esteem becomes codependent on our gifts. That becomes who we are and our self-worth. And again, that's not who our true self is. Our true self has nothing to do with our spiritual gifts or anything on this plane. Our true self is simply the observer, and that goes for our spirit gifts as well. So just for everybody to be very cognizant of becoming codependent on your gifts in a way that your self-worth kind of relies on them. Go and have fun, laugh, hang out with friends, and don't talk about spirit, and work that into your life to take that break. And that's when he said burnout, that was what I got from him saying burnout, because you can burn out on spirit. You got to tap out every day. You got to tap out, and you got to play the game once in a while. And if you have options, so many options, that's so wonderful, Steph. You know which ones. You 100% know which ones. So go, take on the world, reach for the stars, and achieve your dreams, because you're an awesome, strong, beautiful, amazing woman. Trust in yourself. Okay.
I'm hearing a lot on using strategies to more effectively manage your overall energy. And uh, okay, um, a lot of chatter coming in about just yeah, yeah. about just being efficient with the energy. So the way you use energy and your consumption of it, um, structuring your day around that, around those limitations, those peaks and valleys, those moments needed for rest, so that you can kind of incorporate all aspects that need to create, that need to express. You can find the right times where you can catch those high energy waves, those focused moments, and the need to rest and the need to rejuvenate, where you can give yourself moments and opportunities to get that all worked out in your day, and you're going to find yourself accomplishing so much more. Even though it might seem like you're resting, you're taking breaks more than usual, you're going to find yourself accomplishing so much more, because you're going to be able to um, consistently, efficiently use your own energy. And so that's really coming through, just like really working, developing some strategies to maintain your energy throughout your day, so that you could, that sense of is never enough hours in the day, and then beating oneself up over not having gotten it all done. You don't need to be living with that, right? It's an opportunity to let some of that go, and you do that when you're a little bit more efficient with your energy, and able to accomplish things, the goal settings, in more structured ways, is what I'm seeing. I keep seeing the little I see like a number line, and the little lines and checkpoints along the way that you're trying to meet. Like, okay, I get this done and this done, this done, and then I can have a break here, and I'll get, that's what they're showing to me. So
I'm
that
just
is,
gonna go back. I miss everybody all the time. So I'm just gonna go back and say hi to people because I know people have commented on that. It's not intentional that I'm missing comments. So just Kimmy, Allison, Nefertiti, Ria, hi. I do see you. I do see your comments. Well, I mean, I miss them, but I try and go back and look. But just thank you to everyone on the live. Rita,
did you say I needed to pin my comment, my thing in the comments again?
no, she got it.
Okay,
Angelic Love Messenger did it for us. Thank you, hon.
thank you.
And Steph and anybody, if you write a book or you go public, can you really push what your childhood is like? Because we got a whole bunch of kids coming in, and parents need that information. But that's just a public service question. Okay, so how do I say her name? V- Vashu?
Vaishu,
Vaishu. Okay, so let me know when you're ready.
can you still hear me? Still hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mm, that's a loud, annoying sound.
Did you send questions, Vaishu? If you didn't, can you send them? Natalie, we are taking donations. If you'd like to donate, I can post Zay's PayPal. I think how this live is going to work is at the end we're going to do the energy exercise together as a whole, and I'm pretty sure it's going to look a little bit different. But right now for the 30, it's probably just going to be readings, I think. But we go by what Spirit wants.
Okay.
Dev, there actually is a kudos for from Spirit for taking steps towards manifestation in an organized way. So there's a kudos. Okay, so Rita, you paid. Thank you, Rita. And with that, we're closing off donations. Next is, oh, okay. So are you connected to her energy?
My shoes?
Yes.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there any energy coming in for her?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any energy coming in for her that you can translate for us? She transmutes energy using fun, which is really cool, and play. I love that. That's cool.
So there's it feels like it feels like a fatherly energy, but it feels very nurturing. That reminds me of a mother. I'm gonna say this is a guide because it feels very asexual. It feels like I couldn't give it a gender, or I would say it's both. But it's a very mothering. It's a strong, mothering, nurturing presence for you in your life, Aisha. And it's kind of draped around this black and gold wing is draped around you and kind of sheltering you. And I just hear the words, "Don't hide. You don't have to hide." And so it's feeling like a loving parent that is trying to console their child who has just been really traumatized or gone through something very difficult. And this loving guide is with you, arms wrapped around you, letting you know that you're just such a beautiful soul that you don't need to run and hide anytime someone looks at you, anytime the world sees you. There's no need to run and hide. You're beautiful and you're worthy of being seen, and your presence in space, the space you take, is noted. It's worthy. It's valuable. You matter. And this is so very nurturing energy, but it's a very strong energy at the same time because there's this insistence that comes along with it, that you stand and you rise and you shine in your light, whatever that looks like to you. That's not to say for you to go and throw yourself in the spotlight and become a big Hollywood star, but that take up space, speak your truth, man. Your presence be noted and felt. It is okay, because that is why you are here. Those kerfuffles that might come along and cause issues and stumbling blocks, maybe cause you to get mislabeled or misunderstood. Sometimes a lot of those moments are just because you, as you are in your presence, are meant to trigger some, and to have these experiences that really cause people to reflect and look back upon themselves. And the same is occurring for you. And with that, you don't want to take that as a sense of the universe saying there's something wrong with you, or you are somehow not worthy of being seen, or not worthy of the space you hold. And so this gentle encouragement to come out of the the corner, like it's like you ducked and tucked tail, and it's just come out, it's okay. And then there's this strength right behind it, and this is the black and gold energy, right? This gold is like the nurturing, loving, and this black is like it's a very strong presence that's coming in, like you can do this, you can um stand in your own power.
Are you single, hon? I'm just asking that question because what's coming through is you have very high standards when it comes to relationships. And on the one hand, that's good, but on the other hand, when standards are extraordinarily high, it is something that we put in place to justify protecting ourselves in to justify protecting ourselves, and it can actually sabotage relationships, and that seems to be playing out a little bit in your life. Um, so if you're not in a relationship, then just be a little bit more open-minded, I think, when interest is shown. So she says, I'm learning not to hold back certain situations or areas. People are very triggered, not conducive for workplaces. I think that there's a time and a place to hold back. I don't think you need to always be voicing your truth. I think that I had to learn this, that there's a time and a place. There's a lot of things I don't tell people that come through because I'm not supposed to. So there is a time and a place, and having a filter, and there are times when it's okay to wear kind of a mask and to just spit out the script that you're supposed to spit out, because that's how society works, and that's how we maintain certain relationships and things in our lives. So I think when people talk about being seen and speaking your truth, you have to do it in a very gentle, compassionate, loving, politically correct kind of a way. And sometimes that's something you have to learn, because it's hard, because sometimes people are dumbasses and you just want to say it, but you can't. Rosie, um, if you wanted, we're full right now with spots, but we are taking paid, or we're doing an energy exchange of $30 for readings. So right now we're full for spots. We're going to see how Zay feels at the end of the readings. And if one opens up, then you can go from there. Yeah. Just be careful, hun, that it's not self-protection. It's not coming through that it's that with all of things, but it is coming through that sometimes it's a self-protection, that you're protecting yourself, because we get hurt from all relationships in our life, whether it's friendships, family, or romantic relationships, and it's very hard once you've been hurt to open up again. It's very hard once you've been hurt by certain people in certain situations when triggers and things arise. So it is saying, I don't know, that's what I'm getting, is that there's a certain amount of this is self-protection, um, but that you're beautiful and you're fun and you're intelligent, and anyone would be extraordinarily lucky to have you. So just kind of be aware of that, because it's really, because I keep hearing she's a wonderful person, and anyone would be lucky to have her. She's all of these things, but you need to see how wonderful you actually are. And it's hard when we've been hurt. I'm not judging you at all. I'm not judging you. I'm just thinking there may be some guy who's waiting to come in energetically. Um, and I just don't want you to look past him when he does.
I'm also getting that you're going through almost like an evolutionary leap in a sense. Um, I'm beginning this image as you showing me you as a tadpole, and I can see the limbs coming in, and it's like growing into that new shape and new form. So all of this is a process, and even coming out to stand and own your space and not be afraid to be seen is a process. And it's going to take, like Bronwyn said, you taking steps towards these things. It's not like an all out get out there and go, you know, be your fullest and brightest. These are evolutionary steps in a sense. And you're really coming to a place of a lot of expansion and growth in who you are, and in your development and understanding yourself. And so I see this. Um, it's not a tadpole, but like a salamander. It's already been through that tadpole phase. It was like a salamander in the waters, and really starting to get your own limbs and starting to come up out of the waters to stand on those limbs and get your footing beneath yourself. So be calm and patient, and knowing that it's a process and that you're growing. And the stuff that you've been through have led to your ability to be able to start to stand on your own and start to stand up for yourself now. You're only growing more and more into that. You're growing more and more into yourself. So have faith in that. Because you do have a lot of guys that's walking with you. They keep showing me um, flashes from Egypt and jungle tropical scenery. I see well, the whole salamander thing, but even the guy that came in felt uh, it felt very much like a dragon like creature when he put his arm around you, but it was like a black and gold wing. And the gold was inside, and the black outside exterior skin kind of just covering you the entire time. So I'm seeing all these different energetic beings currently around you.
You
Back
guys, sorry, you guys are so on the same wavelength. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point out she had said tadpole, and then 2 minutes later you said tadpole, and she had just written, "Can you help with my left wing?" And you started to describe his wings. So I just wanted to validate you, Jose.
Yeah, I was actually feeling something in my left arm earlier, and it's feeling like the energy was moving in there. So that makes sense that you said your left wing.
And then she said, "You're in my field, Zay, with the jungle scenery. I asked him to walk with you. I put protective protocols in my
Mhm.
field." You're both very open. So this is kind of a cool conversation. I'm like watching it going, this is so cool on both ends, not just Zay's end. It's also on your end too. And you need to work with girls because you've done your shadow work. You're moving into self love. That's so hard to do. Talk to girls, hon. Mentor girls. Like it's so hard to do, and you're doing it. So you got to mentor. You got to mentor girls. I'm just saying. That's
Hmm.
not coming from spirit. That's just from my read of your energy and how I think that it's so amazing that it's so hard to do your shadow work, and then to do your shadow work and to come into self love. That shit's almost impossible, and you're doing it. So you need to talk to girls. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you guys are so cool. That was so cool. Sorry. Go on, say.
No, no, I'm complete with the reading there. I
Okay.
would go and do a little bit of energy work with her for her arm though, and just to move the energy through her system. But we're gonna do an energy session at the end, so I think that will work for everybody. If you can stick around, we'll all be able to get a bit of a clearing.
Where do you live? I got two I can send you, Angelic Love Messenger. I'm joking. Don't put where you live on the live. Okay. So now that was just a reference to my kids, my daughters. We're gonna go to Ria. Ria, while he's connecting to your energy, if you have any questions, please send them.
Wait, Ria or Rita?
Ria. Rita is next.
Ria. Okay. Which Ria?
Um, I'm sorry, there's tons of spammers on here.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I will
Okay, Ria.
in a minute. Ria D. Vittoria.
Okay.
Thank you, Angelic Love Messenger, because you were doing the reading too. I like your energy, Ria.
Mm. Okay, Brown.
Can you translate some of the energy coming in for Ria?
So I feel a lot of energy coming out of the heart space. It really feels like a very romantic soul. I'm just seeing like a shower of gold in the heart.
You seem so gentle, Ria. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I think that you see so much good in people that sometimes you forget that people are flawed individuals because you see the good. You don't focus on the negative in people, but then when you compare yourself to them, sometimes you feel like you fall short, but that's just because you're not seeing the negative. But you are a very gentle soul. I don't know why I just said that. Sorry. Is there yeah, you actually have to try to be wary. I don't think I've ever met anyone like that before. That is actually really, really beautiful. Like, so beautiful. Is there a guide that for her, say?
So this is divine motherly energy here. I want to say it's Mother Mary, but I'm not 100% sure. Wow. She's saying she's been present in a few different bodies. Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Mother Teresa. We've known this loving spirit of the divine heart in many forms. She's talking of this aspect of your nature to really see and idealize the best in others, and how you may have come to points in times where it felt like that was your own flaw, when you come across disappointments and others may not reach or connect with the idealized versions that you're always able to see. But this beautiful part of you is all about that reflection of the best of others in them through you. And so this is a beautiful gift that you're able to offer others, even though it may lead you to pain. But you have to see the value that it gives, because you inspire others to step to their best and brightest selves, versions of themselves, through your ability to see them with divine eyes. And so don't allow that to be tainted by the misperceived notion that this is somehow something wrong with you. Your ability to see the better aspects of others and to reflect that back towards them through your eyes, through your presence and being. That is a beautiful, beautiful gift that you can give, and that you do give to the world around you. And so never take that as though it is some sort of punishment or admonishment against you. It is a superpower, so to speak.
Do you know what a reverse empath is, hun? So a reverse empath is somebody whose energy will greatly affect the people around them. So instead of absorbing energy, you're putting out, and you put out a lot of positive. So I would assume when people spend time with you that they feel quite good. And people are kind of drawn to and want to be around you. If that resonates, then that's what's going on, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You're literally my complete opposite, because I show people their shadows. So I'm just like in awe of you right now. Like, you're pretty amazing. Is there anything else coming through for her?
This gift that we just spoke of, your ability to see these divine aspects in others and reflect that back towards them, you do not do that enough with yourself. And this is not talking on a superficial level, or whether or not I look pretty today, or whether or not I'm in style currently, but just really acknowledging yourself and the worth and value you do add to the people whose lives you touch every day. The ways your simple friendship, the ways your simple presence of being really matters in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you do not take enough time to see that aspect in yourself enough and reflect it back to yourself. You can see it in others, and you can remind others, and you can reflect that back to others. But when it comes to yourself, it's something you often overlook or minimize it. And although some of this can be taught and as a way of just maintaining humility, being humble in a sense, some of this is also a detriment to you, because in you not honoring yourself, you're not allowing yourself to really receive the love you deserve. You have to acknowledge your worth and value and what you do, because it matters. And that is how you give love. So allow yourself to receive love. And it starts with simply acknowledging that worth within yourself, the way you acknowledge that worth within everybody else.
I think one of the biggest blocks to healing for everyone is that we don't really define what self worth is. And self worth is when there's no one there to tell you you're pretty, there's no one there to tell you you're good at your job, there's no one there to look at all the fancy things or the money around. It's just you in the silence. And nothing matters. How do you feel about yourself? Can you sit alone with yourself in that silence and be in love with yourself? And I know, because I know, like, a lot of times we're like, dress pretty, do this, do that, go to the spa, go buy yourself something new. And then we seek money and we seek partners and everything else. But none of that matters when none of that's there. How do you feel about yourself? And that's your marker for where your self worth is at. Because none of those things define your self worth. Absolutely none. And it's just putting a band aid over it. But that's just my little rant about what people teach in the spiritual community. So I'm done my rant. But um, there's baby energy around you. So I don't know if there's a baby in your life, but there is baby energy around you. Is there anything else, Say?
Yeah, there's some sort of fast moving energy around her. Could be baby energy you talked about. Um, but what I'm getting is that although it might be some effort to try to keep up with it all, you can keep up with it. Continue putting one foot in front of the other. You will.
The
It's
rattling
nothing that you
time.
cannot handle.
You got this, girl. You're beautiful, amazing, smart. You got this.
Mm.
And you're strong. Okay, so Rita, if you have any questions, can you send them? So now we'll move on to Rita. And everyone just remember to stick around because at the end we'll do a group healing.
Mm.
Rita, did I ask you already to send your questions? If I did, I apologize. All the women on here are just physically, there's physical beauty coming through in the in the feed. I just wanted to let you guys all know, like, there's actual physical beauty. So you guys must all be beautiful. But yeah, I feel like even your voice is soft, which is cool. Selena asked about donations. After Rita, are you done?
Is Rita our last?
Rita's our last. Yeah.
I'm open to doing another after Rita.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even answer your question. I'm sorry, Selena. I spaced there. Can somebody post Zay's PayPal? It's a $30 donation, Selena. And I'm sorry to hear about your husband. Okay, Rita, you sent something a minute ago. I don't have specific questions, just guidance on my new venture. Sorry about that, Rita.
Okay.
Okay. So is there any... Thank you so much, Rachel. Is there any energy coming through for Zay? For Rita. I was reading a comment. I'm sorry. When you donate it, Selena, just let me know so I don't forget.
Believe it or not, I'm feeling Jesus for Rita.
Hey, Jesus, how's it going?
He just says, "Hey, Bronwyn," and then he goes on to Rita. Very casual and relaxed, and eating an apple, um, and tossing it up and down and taking bites. It's random, but he just says, "Rita, my dear, you got to learn to let go. You got all this angst and all this irritable emotions. And it's because you're trying to control everything, and yet there's nothing going on. There's nothing to control, and so you're driving yourself crazy. You just got to learn to let go. All of this, all of it is really helping you get closer to the divine feminine. You're always talking about divine masculine and feminine and those aspects and having them in yourself. Learning to go with the flow, learning to allow. This is an aspect of the divine feminine, as y'all all like to break things up into parts and pieces and attribute them. That would be divine feminine. But fact of the matter is, we all have to learn how to balance that out. You've learned how to harness that ability to create and make things happen through will and through intention and through sheer force of presence. And now you're on the other side of that pendulum swing where you're needing to step more into just allowance and being okay with what is, with a complete lack of control, because all the control you have is very illusory. There's nothing going on. There's nothing to control. Allow yourself to be in the flow of life and actually see where life takes you, because life will take you exactly where you need to be, especially when you're in a state of allowing, of working with it, of being in harmony with your life. So relax, put your feet up, have an apple. It's all good.
um, Rita just wanted some guidance. Oh, it's okay, Rita. Raquel posted it. She wanted some guidance on her new venture, but just before I turn it over to Zay, I'm just gonna say your energy reads that you're a very organized person. I'm seeing lists, calendars, um, kind of like what kids are taught in school of how to be organized. You've carried that with you into your adult life. What you set your mind to in the past, if you were to stop and look at it, what you set your mind to, whatever venture you took, you were successful at it. If you wanted it, you created it. So I feel like if you want this venture, it will be created and it will be very successful because you have that analytical. There is a use to the analytical part of our mind, and you have that analytical, organized, um, almost like systematic kind of brain. It's not, and you can focus and you can go forward into it. So whenever anything in its life presented itself as a project, you got your project done and handed in on time. So I think that this venture would be successful, but I'll turn that over to Zay.
I have nothing else to add. Jesus was like, more guidance. He just gave you all the guidance. There's nothing for me to add. I am getting,
It was
uh,
specific this time, though. She was specific.
yes, yes. I personally did get a vision. When Bronwyn was talking was really, I just keep hearing Jesus say, relax.
Yeah.
It really is whatever you put your intention towards doing. At this point, you're just doing to keep yourself engaged, to keep yourself involved, to keep yourself invested. So you have a luxury and a privilege to do based off of what feels good, as opposed to doing because you have to. And in that space, you get to try and fail. You get to try and error. So long as you're doing things that you feel called and you feel really excited to do, that you feel good to you, you're not going to fail. You're just going to be making minor course corrections and improving on things until you create something that you are happy with. But at this point, you get to enjoy yourself. So if you allow yourself to go with the flow of it and follow the impulse of things you want to do, those things you get excited about, those things that when that idea comes to you, you get that little tickle down your spine and you just want to call somebody and celebrate it and rant and rave and talk about this new thing. Leaning into those, you're gonna be fine. It doesn't. You're not at some precipice where everything hinges on your next decision. The real important thing is how you are being, whom you are being in these moments as they transpire. Are you being a person who is in a loving state, in a loving nature? Or are you being a person that's all wound up in knots in your worry center because you're still trying to control? Let go of control. Just allow yourself to be freewheeling, and what you will create will serve its purpose for you.
I'm actually getting Rita hand, like when you're done, hand that project in, but then let go. So it's like when you hand a project in, the teacher marks it, you have no control. You need to learn to do that. Hand it over to spirit, hand it in and let go. And also to you really need to work with being okay with who you are in that space where nothing else matters. Nothing you've created matters. Nothing you've accumulated matters. Nothing you've achieved matters. Your looks don't matter. Nothing matters. How do you feel in that space? And to really work on spending that time inside yourself, spending that time in silence, and finding that self love and that self worth because you deserve it. You deserve the self love and you deserve the self worth. You're a wonderful, amazing, intelligent person, and there are kids around you. I don't know if they're your kids, but it seems like unless you have like 7 kids, because it's a lot of kids, that you've impacted lives in your life. So, um, just know that, and that you're worthy, and spend that time in that silence and working on your self-worth. Okay. Before we move on to Selena, Zay, was there anything else? And just while Zay is thinking of the answer to, was there anything else for Rita? Is there anyone I missed that donated before I move on to Selena?
The only thing I have to tap off with Rita is just unclench that worry center. That's what he's saying. Unclench that worry center, and she understands what that means.
Okay.
Okay. So we're moving forward to Selena.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I missed anyone, so I'm sorry, guys. I missed so many questions and stuff. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're moving on to Selena. Yeah, nobody commented, so. And again, just a reminder, stick around. There'll be a healing after this.
Okay, Ron.
Okay, so is there any energy coming through for Selena?
So I'm also just feeling her body, and really I'm feeling her intestines and womb. I didn't want to say that, but that's what's being told. I'm hearing the sphere of creation and fatigue in this area, fatigue after creation, and this sense of almost being tired of creating. When I'm saying creating, I'm talking birth, but birth in various different ways, whether it's biologically children, whether it's creating projects, whether it's creating businesses, whether it's somehow just creating and manifesting an idea, creating a family. We create on so many different levels in our life, but sometimes the process of creation can be exhausting, particularly on the physical vessel. Sometimes the physical vessel needs time to heal and to replenish itself after birthing. I'm feeling a huge call by your own body telling you you really need to take time to give something back to yourself, really invest in your own well-being, in your own maintenance, in your own vessel, to support it, to nurture it. So this is getting yourself into a fitness class, or looking into some alternative um, dietary habits, or um, just overall changing the way you eat, or finding ways to get more rest and relaxation in your days, or taking some time off and going away with the family or without the family, but really investing in yourself a bit to aid in your own healing and physical recovery from how much you put out when you create. And you've created in so many different ways beyond just biological, again, right? So I'm not just talking about you having kids or you maintaining a family or anything like that, but I'm saying in general in life, you've put out a lot of energy, and you need to allow yourself to receive some back by being being good to yourself, and doing the healing work to really replenish your self well-being, holistically speaking. I'm not saying just go and pamper yourself because you feel like being spoiled one day, but legitimately, if your body is sore and kinks and you're feeling beat up, there's nothing wrong um, in making an investment in a massage if you could really benefit from it. Sometimes these things are very loving actions to do for ourselves. Um, and
Um,
sometimes that could just look like taking a nap, giving yourself a break, and telling the kids to leave you alone for the next 2 hours and watch cartoons. That's what I do. Um, Being good to yourself in a very real physical way to allow your body to really replenish itself from the depletion of you and how much you give of yourself physically, energetically, emotionally, in all these different realms. You need to
so
allow your body to recharge.
sorry, Selena. Um, so Selena, it sounds like she is feeling that way, but not. This is a result of a loss, and she's in mourning and grief.
Hmm.
And Selena, even though it's completely understandable, normal, and everything that you feel that way, the message that he gave about self care still fits 100%. 100% that that's what you need to do, and you need to take care of yourself. And I'm really, really sorry for your loss. Um, okay. Can you connect to her husband in any way?
Her
Who's passed?
husband,
Her husband has passed. Can you connect to her husband in any way? In its recent passing.
I'm just hearing like a bell and feeling some pains in the right shoulder and the right leg, and this bell that keeps making me think of a dog for some reason. It's a lot of heat.
He's quite proud of you for how you've held things together. Um, you've held things together for you and for others during this time, and he does hear you. He hears you when you talk to him.
I I'm feeling like a lot of this heat energy come up, and I keep hearing things that went unsaid and unspoken. What Bronwyn said triggered off. You can say them now. He's with you. He's listening. Like you can say those things to him now, although it's a hollower expression. The expression is still real, and he's still listening. There's a lot of I don't want to say regret, but almost remorse at not having always heard you. He's talking a lot about hearing you, and so you need to like release that heat with those things that were unsaid, and allow yourself to say them to him now, to release that heat. Get them off your chest, off of your heart. It's okay to have. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to have unresolved feelings. It's okay to have these pent up emotions that maybe are incomplete. Um, Things are not always idyllic or 100% clear with the most perfect, complete closure or anything like that. Allow yourself to express these things and live them out still. He's there listening with you, going through the process with you. Really wants to see you allow that to come out of you and not hold on to those things that they turn bitter inside of you.
Selena, the most profound experience you're going to have to connect to, be able to talk to our loved ones, is through our third eye going within ourselves. So you can talk to him. You can tell him you love him. You can tell him all the things you didn't say. You can talk to him about anything that was unresolved, that didn't get to be resolved. You can tell him whatever it is that you have to that you want to tell him. So yes, she's saying she does have anger. He wouldn't see a doctor for years. Um, so you can tell him that. You can say, "I'm mad at you because you left." So what I want you to do is get prana breathing. You can get a prana breathing app. Set your intention to actually be able to connect with him in some way. Now, some people can connect through, they can see the person and they can talk to the person in their inner world. So your eyes have to be closed and you have to really work on that relaxation and really go within. Because our third eye, when we project it out, that is when we call it a gift. But everybody has a third eye and everyone can go within. And our breath is the veil. And we can remove that veil with our breath. So look up prana breathing, really start practicing prana breathing. It is one of the things that Zay and I offer, but this is not like to help you do that and to help you make that connection. But this is not like a plug, but I am just going to let you know that we can help you with that. But set that intention that you want to meet with him. And if you can learn to relax enough and you can visualize him, at some point that will become very real and you'll cross that threshold and you can talk to him and you can smile at him and he can smile at you and you can have a conversation. It won't be like talking, it usually is more telepathic. But you definitely can do it. And you don't need to get your vibration up. You don't need to do anything. Everybody can do this. Somebody sitting in a jail cell can do this for good reason. If they're in that jail cell, you don't worry about your vibration. Don't worry about your emotion. Don't worry about all that stuff. We put all these labels and then we worry about them. You don't have to get your energy up. You don't have to get your vibration up. All you have to do is the prana breathing. Um, or if you did want me and Zay to do a session with you, we can do that too. But I, you will be able to connect with him and you will be able to remove that veil if that's your intention and if you put the work in. But yeah, I would really, really work on that. And it doesn't matter. You can be crying your eyes out and still connect with him. So don't worry about all that stuff. And that goes for everybody. Don't worry about past lives or what planet you came from or what vibration or whatever. When you're trying to connect with yourself and your life force, none of that matters. We all can do this. All of us. And it's just our breath. It's very simple. We complicate it. We make it very, very complicated. It's not complicated. Okay, so everybody who's on the live that wants to participate in this healing exercise can participate in the healing exercise. And I'm going to hand it over to Zay because I'm going to get him to show you the power of your breath and lead some breath work with people. But before we do, were there any other messages for her, Zay?
You need to allow yourself time to sit and sift through your emotions and your feelings so that you can connect clearer. Sometimes when we get really in these charged states and we go through such volatile emotional states, we go through such life-shifting experiences like a loss and transition, that can really almost make us feel cut off from our own abilities, cut off from our ability to connect, cut off from ourselves. And there's a lot of encouragement for you to kind of be compassionate with yourself, but allow yourself to feel it, and just taking that time sometimes to do your morning and feel whatever you're feeling and let yourself process and live through that so that you can come to a little bit more clarity and discernment in your own connections and then actually in yourself come back to clarity in yourself of how you're feeling and how you're moving throughout life. Okay, so just give yourself some time and space. Being compassionate with everything that you're going through so that you can filter out the noise and give yourself that. Okay.
Unprocessed emotion is our biggest block to everything in this life. So allow it to process. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to hand it over to Zay. So if everyone can just get comfortable, put your hands out so that your palms up so you're going to receive. And do your thing, Zay.
So we're just gonna do some basic breathing. I'm gonna start to do some Reiki with it, charge up the breath work so that we can all connect. As you allow yourself to relax and feel with this breath, the energy, you'll be opening up and allowing your own guides, allowing your higher self to bring in your own layers and levels of energy work and healing to yourself. Okay, so we're just kind of shifting ourselves into a receiving state. We're going to do kind of a nice, relaxed breathing, but it's going to be somewhat of a long inhale, a short hold, followed by a long exhale, a short hold, and repeat it. In between, I may offer instructions or guidance as it comes up, but just follow along, continuing to allow yourselves to just relax and remain grounded. Okay.
Can I just set the intention for self love to come in? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Go. Sorry.
So, just again, allow yourselves to relax, remembering these intentions of self love, of healing. When taking that first deep breath, just a nice relaxing breath to the core of your belly. Deep breath in, hold, and release. Hold, breathe in, hold, and release. Hold, breathe in, hold, and release. Breathe in, hold, release. Now, when I say breathe in, I want you to breathe in. You're breathing in light. You're breathing in energy. Allow it to fill your being. Breathe in, hold, release. When you breathe in this light, this energetic breath, bring it into all the places in your body that you feel tension. If it's in your head, breathe towards your head. If it's in your neck, breathe in towards your neck. In your stomach, breathe in towards your stomach, okay? Nice, deep, relaxed breath in. Release the tension. Hold. Release. One more time. Breathe in. Hold. Release. We'll do a few more breaths. This time when I say release, imagine yourself deflating like a balloon. Just let it all out and let your body sink and relax further towards the earth. Breathe in, expand, hold, release. One more time in, hold, release. Continue breathing at your own pace. Allow yourself to receive energy as you breathe in and expel all the used energy as you breathe out. Breathe in and out. In and out. Just allow yourself to receive. As you're breathing, relax and receive.
Can we do light language?
No tsukoro yasho. Iratikiri tokoro no aika azioro wastia hanya ko mai. Irotuku zu zu. Shionai aqua hiarata loakia haisu. Rotea kaina isarawa isuno ayakwa ayayo. Kurier to so kotri dai to ko wani na ta krier to swing na ta krier na wara shokure sono asaka aswa ya yaro shwa oh mm.
I hope everybody felt that. I just want to say thank you to Tanya, SJ, Tate, and Mark Shoemaker. You joined us a little bit later, but thank you for joining the live. I hope that everyone felt that. And I just want to say, when it comes to breath work, when it comes to connecting to your third eye inside yourself, when it comes to meditation, when it comes to simply just being still for a minute, chanting, all of these things, it doesn't matter what your emotional state is or your vibration level are. The point of them is to help you through life, the good times and the bad. So don't ever wait to do things. Everybody is worthy of spirit, everybody is worthy of healing, and it's available to everyone. And spirit gets it and they understand. And I actually think that the concepts of high and low vibration are very divisive, but that's a whole different topic. Um,
We should have that topic. We should do a live where we just get into I don't know, let's break up common spiritual thought and we can break it down and be like, you know what the problem with that teaching is?
you don't want me getting on that rant though.
I'm saying that well, this is why we have a
Yeah.
group so we can bring the balance in all the sides of that spectrum.
Yeah. And I just want to just a shout out to everybody that I work with because I'm not a healer and they're all healers. So not only like their healing energy, all that's great, great, great. We know that. But you guys, your light language is freaking phenomenal. like you can
Beautiful.
feel the light language. You guys are such amazing healers and just Renee, Mike, Ada, Jimmy, Zay. I just want to have a shout out to them because they are so amazing. So thank you. And thank you so much to everyone um who joined the live. Thank you so so much.
Yes, thank you all. This was great. We will see you next time. Me and Bronwyn will probably go live again next week. We haven't worked out that schedule yet, but there will be more lives with the Six Spirits group and individually between myself, Rita, Jimmy, Ada, Mike. I mean, the whole crew, the whole team. We're all doing great, interesting stuff. Also on Six Spirits, we are offering group session, private session. So if you want to do a private one-on-one channeling session or healing session with myself and Bronwyn, or Jimmy and Bronwyn, or Renee, or Mike and Bronwyn, etc., we'll have specialties. So just be sure to check out the page, and you can learn more about those sessions, and we can work that out. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and tune in next time. We appreciate all the love and support, y'all.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Bye.